everybody, it's Akuma here. Welcome back to the show. So this video was supposed to be the beginning to a Destiny 2 beta mini-series I was going to do. I had every episode pre-recorded and everything. You know, certain recordings got lost and, and then I looked back at the footage and it wasn't really all that entertaining and, I just got a little butthurt and deleted it all. So instead, I wanted to do a video about a topic that's been in my mind for a while, and I've wanted to make this video for a long time, but I just haven't really had the time to do so because I have a lot of ideas for videos in my head that I want to do, and this hasn't really exactly been top priority because it's not that entertaining, but it's a topic that has been on my mind for quite a while and has recently resurfaced, and I just want to sort of make a video about it. Now, the topic we're going to be talking about today is the concept of gay pride. And what I mean by gay pride is sort of like the gay pride movement and the meaning behind it, and not necessarily like gay pride, towards individuals. Because, if you as an individual want to be proud that you're gay, I have no problem with that. People are, proud of themselves for different reasons. I'm proud of my Irish heritage, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm racist or that I hate other heritages. It just means I'm proud of the one that I was given. But I wanted to talk about the concept of gay pride as a movement. Now, before I start this video off, before I get to the meat of this topic, I want to let you guys know that this isn't going to be super entertaining. It's going to be relatively calm and lax. Not necessarily serious, but also not necessarily my usual wacky personality. So if you prefer the all over the place videos with all the crazy edits and stuff like that, I'll have a card around here or whatever. I actually can't see myself, so I don't even know if this is accurate, but I'll have a card up at the corner of the screen that'll take you to some of those videos and you can enjoy yourself there. You can skip this one for all I care, but to those of you who are curious for whatever reason to hear my thoughts on this, then feel free to stay. Now, the reason this topic resurfaced in my mind as of late was the Gay Pride Month that happened this summer. I don't actually know which month it was, whether it was June or July, but one of those two. And the Proud to Be video that YouTube uploaded along with that. And just as a disclaimer, this isn't attacking gay people. This isn't me trying to push my homophobia onto you guys or some shit like that. I'm perfectly accepting of gay people, but this is something completely different that I wanted to talk about. That has nothing to do with individual gay people. It's gay pride as a whole, as a concept. Now, personally, and a lot of you may disagree with this, which you're totally fine too. In fact, let me know in the comments below what you think about this. But personally, I think the concept of gay pride as a movement is a little bit counterproductive, because the whole point of the LGBT rights movement, ever since its founding, was to make it so that being gay or being trans or whatever you are was not necessarily normal, because obviously not a majority of the population is gay or trans or whatever, but more to make it so that it wasn't necessarily that big of a deal. The whole point of the LGBT rights movement was to put gay people on equal footing with their straight counterparts, to set the foundation so that any person, no matter what their sexuality, could lead a normal life. Their main goal was to make a person's sexuality a part of who they are and not the whole of their personality. It was to create a future in which a man coming out as gay wouldn't really be seen as that big of a deal. He comes out and then you move on with your life. And that person who comes out wouldn't be seen as a gay person. He would be seen as just a person who so happens to be gay. A future in which anyone, no matter who they are or where they came from, can lead a normal life in America. But then comes in the concept of gay pride. Now again, as I said in the beginning of this video, as an individual, you can be proud of being gay. That's a totally reasonable thing in my view. It's the same thing of being proud as it's almost very similar to being proud of your heritage or being proud of your hair color or whatever. It's being proud of who you are. As a movement, it then becomes a little, I hate using this word, but it becomes a little problematic because it is then making a person's sexuality a big deal. The entire idea of what the LGBT movement was fighting against. It does kind of bother me a little bit that the same people who say they want to be normal are then the people who are making a big deal of their sexuality, in turn making themselves stand out from the crowd because they are a gay person. It's the creation of a contradiction that, in my view, is extremely counterproductive to what the gay rights movement fought for and succeeded in fighting for when gay marriage became legalized. But now the concept of gay pride is now pulling that back and making it so that every single bit of progress that we made with the gay rights movement is on the verge of being completely nullified. And especially the idea of having a whole month to celebrate gay pride, that gives an opportunity for people to nullify all that progress. Now, I personally am not completely against having, a time of year where we celebrate the progress we've made. Because I understand the concept of Gay Pride Month. We, like I said in the beginning of this video, I don't exactly know what month it is, but I do know that it was the same month in which we legalized gay marriage back in 2015. And that's the whole point of celebrating it, is that, it was a pretty big moment in history that we made these great strides in society. But again, having a whole month to it is a little redundant. And like I said before, a bit counterproductive. Having, a day or even really a week, honestly, if you really want to extend it, is perfectly fine. And for anyone in the comment section right now typing, what about Black History Month? You make a fair point. I do have similar feelings about Black History Month, but it's not exactly apples to apples. Celebrating, gay pride is a little bit regressive because we are then making a big deal about one's sexuality, and that is no different from race. If we celebrate an entire ethnicity's history for an entire month, then it is making a big deal about someone's race, which in my opinion is a little bit counterproductive, and you could argue that it is a bit regressive. But at the same time, again, it's not apples to apples. It's a very different concept, because with Black History Month, the whole meaning behind it is to teach people, especially children, about the horrible oppression that Black people had to endure in the past. And it's the concept of, and it's the whole idea of those who fail to learn their history are doomed to repeat it. The entire concept behind Black History Month is to make it so that, we can teach people about the horrible history of America and make sure it doesn't happen again. And the same could be said about Gay Pride Month, but at the same time, there's not quite as much history there, and we're not necessarily teaching that history, we're just celebrating the sexuality. I would be completely open for, you know, a gay rights month or a gay history day, you know, celebrated on the day where we legalized gay marriage in all 50 states back in 2015. I'm completely open for teaching people about the history of the gay rights movement for a day, maybe even a week. But as it stands, we're not doing that. We're simply celebrating the sexuality, and I don't see that as a very good thing. But again, you are free to disagree, and if you do, let me know in the comments below. Anyway guys, that's the end of the video. This was completely unplanned, unscripted. I really didn't even think about what I was going to say before I turned on the camera. I just sort of thought of the topic and let the words flow. So I'm sorry if this didn't really sound all that coherent. Sorry if I, you know, repeated some stuff and, you know, just went on tangents the whole video. I really don't even know if I got my point across, but hopefully you kind of understand what I'm saying, because this actually is a topic that I've thought about for a very long time, and I decided that since my Destiny 2 recording didn't go very well, I was going to finally do a video on this, because I've been wanting to do it for a while. So I hope at least some of you out there understood what I was trying to say. And if you disagree, let me know in the comments below. I know a lot of YouTubers say this, but I honestly would genuinely love to hear what you guys have to say about this topic, because it is something that I have thought about for a very long time, and something that I have a lot of meaningful opinions about. So I would love to hear a conversation from you guys. And yeah, again, sorry about the relatively calmness of this video compared to, you know, my usual stuff. I wanted to make this video a little bit more lax than usual. First of all, because I am recording this the day before uploading, at around 10 o'clock at night. I just got home from work and I am exhausted, so I do not see myself being able to edit this video for extensive periods of time like I normally do. And second, because like I said, I do have very meaningful thoughts on this topic, and it is a relatively serious discussion, so I didn't want to put any of my, you know, crazy jokes or, you know, all over the place edits in this video, because I feel like when you put too much comedy into something, it loses a lot of its meaning. So yeah guys, look forward to my next video. It's gonna be a whole lot, it's gonna be a lot more entertaining than this. And yeah, as always, I will be streaming on Twitch Thursday. If you can, I'll try and stream on YouNow around like 7 to 9 o'clock or so, sometime around there tomorrow after this video goes up. And if you can catch me streaming on YouNow, hopefully we can kind of continue this conversation, because I would love to hear feedback on this. And it'd be great if I can have a live discussion. So yeah, end of the video. Yeah, this is Akuma signing out.